Hey guys, so it has been a while since I've done one of these, so I feel like this is long overdue. But this is my music and TV favorites for February. Like I said, I feel like I haven't done this in a couple of months, so I actually have a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start with music, and the first song I have on my list, I have everything on my phone in case you're wondering why I'm looking down. But the first song is by Christy Lee Cook, who was on, I can't remember which season, but she was on American Idol a few years back. And the song's called Airborne Ranger Infantry. Oh my gosh, you guys. First of all, when I first heard it, I thought it was a Miranda Lambert song, but it's not. She wrote it, and it's so, like, ugh, like, it made me tear up. Like, it really, like, hit home for me. Because my dad's in the military, so it's basically about her. She wrote it about her father and his experiences being in the military and things like that. I don't want to like go through what the whole song is about because it's obviously a serious subject matter, but if you really like country music, and even if you don't, I think you'll just appreciate just the lyrics and the meaning of the song, so I really love that. I also have been loving Poetic Justice by Kendrick Lamar, and Drake is in the video, which I think is really funny because I actually thought the song was by Drake when I first heard it. But I love it. Like, I think he's like really talented. I love like everything, just the way the song's composed, like the beat, his lyrics, like obsessed with that song, like, and I've loved it for a couple of months now. The next song I've been loving is Ho Hey by the Lumineers. This song took a while to grow on me, and it really didn't start growing on me until like last month, honestly, when I was on my way to Tennessee. It's just, I don't know, I love it. Like, it always like puts me in a good mood. I love it's like super like stripped down and raw, with like live instruments and all that good stuff. It's very refreshing as opposed to the overproduced pop stuff that's out right now. So I love that song. And actually Jamie D did a really good cover of it. So if you guys go and check out her channel, her name is spelled Jaymedee. So yeah, definitely check that out. Actually, go ahead and link it down below if you guys want to check it out. But it's really good. I love her voice. The next song I've been loving is Downtown by Lady Antebellum. The song is just fun. Like, it's sassy, it's kind of cheeky and fun. And it's honestly one of the first songs that I've liked from them in a while. Like, I don't really care for Just a Kiss or like the other couple of singles that they've released in the past few months, but this one I really like, and it's catchy. So the next song I had to put back on my list because I'm obsessed with it all over again. It's Just a Fool by Blake Shelton and Christina Aguilera. Oh my gosh, you guys, like, I don't understand why the song isn't bigger than it is. It's so perfect. Like, their voices, like, you wouldn't think that they would sound good together, but their voices sound really nice together. The great melody, like, it's definitely a country song. It's very much a country song. But it's on her album, which I think is really cool. And I think if she wanted to do a country album, I'd be all for it because the song is amazing. So yeah, if you guys haven't heard that, it's been out for a really long time. She performed it on The Voice like last season. But if you haven't heard it, you definitely need to check it out. It's really good. Let's see, the next song is Suit and Tie by Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z. This is my new favorite song to dance to. Like, every time it comes on, I just can't help but dance. It's so much fun. It just, I don't know, it just makes you feel good. And I'm just super happy that he's back. Like, his performance is one of the best ones on the Grammys. I just love it. So the next song is an old school song, actually by Elton John. It's Benny and the Jets, and this I kind of was brought back into my playlist and my, you know, everyday kind of go-to song playlist, because I saw him perform at the Grammys with Ed Sheeran, and excuse me, it just reminded me how like amazing he is. Like, and I love Benny and the Jets. It's one of my favorite songs. It's on American Idol History by Haley Reinhart. So yeah, I've been rocking that a lot lately. The next one is also an old song, and it's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, by Michael Jackson. It's Man in the Mirror. Song's amazing. Like, obviously, if you haven't heard it, you've probably been living under a rock. Um, but honestly, I don't need to say much because I'm sure you've already heard it. It's such a great song. It's super inspiring and beautiful. Um, and then the next one has also been on a previous list of mine, but it was my theme song for a while, and it's Shake It Out by Florence and the Machine. Have to mention that again. An amazing song and also super inspiring. Next is another older song, but this is a little bit more recent. It's from the 90s, and it's Creep by TLC. This is probably my favorite TLC song. I just love the song. It's amazing. And I'm getting a random call from California. Weird. Anyways, it's just a super great, like, classic R&B song. It's classic TLC in my opinion. And if they ever do come back and decide to make another album, I think they should definitely keep it more in the vein of Crazy Sexy Cool, which that song is off of that album. But yeah, that's all the music. I feel like I've been talking about music forever. I have one movie that I want to mention because I actually had a movie night last weekend on Netflix. And I watched 3 movies that I hadn't seen before. And the one that I didn't like the other 2, but one that I did like is Hick. It's an indie movie, so I don't think you've probably heard of it. But it has Blake Lively in it. Alec Baldwin has a small role. Eddie Redmayne, who was most recently in Les Mis, and Chloe Moretz, who has become like my favorite new little young actress. She's like the new Dakota Fanning. Like, I still love her. I still love Dakota, obviously. She's my like #1 favorite, but this is like the girl that I'm like keeping my eye on. I loved her in Hugo, which I mentioned when I talked about when I went to see the movie in theaters on one of my previous vlogs. But I loved her. I just think she's a really charming actress, and she's talented and charismatic, and I like her, and I really liked her in this movie as well. Blake Lively was amazing, honestly, you guys. Like, she's amazing in this movie. If you're like a fan of hers, even if you're not a fan of hers, like, I liked her on Gossip Girl. I wasn't a huge Serena fan, but I liked, you know, her acting okay on the show. But I have a newfound like appreciation for just what she does, like, 'cause she's really good at comedy. She has more of a comedic role in this movie. There's some dramatic stuff too, but she just does a fantastic job in this movie. So I think you guys should definitely check it out. Look, it's a little cray-cray at the end, but I still like it. So if you guys happen to see it on Netflix or something, I definitely think you should check it out. For TV shows, I have 4. First one is The Walking Dead. It came back, yay! I feel like every single time the show goes on a break mid-season, even though it's only a month or so, it feels like forever. But it came back this month, I believe. This month or like late last month, can't remember. And it's just firing on all cylinders as usual. Michonne is one of my favorite characters on the show already. I feel like I mentioned that before, but she's awesome. The governor, I'm not a big fan of. I kind of wish Andrea had killed him last week. Spoiler alert in case you haven't seen the episode, but yeah, that's a whole nother ball game. It's just a fantastic show, obviously, and if you guys aren't watching it, I don't know what you're doing with your lives. It's amazing. And I also want to mention Dallas, which also came back for its 2nd season premiere. And it's so crazy seeing Larry Hagman on screen as JR, because honestly, watching him, if you guys have been watching the show, you would not know how sick he was. Like, it's crazy. It kind of makes me sad thinking about it, but yeah, the show is really, really good again. It's very interesting. Like, my favorite aspect, I'm not a big fan of the whole Anne story. Like, I'm kind of warming up to it, but my favorite thing is, well, one of them is like Sue Ellen and JR's relationship, not JR, John Ross. Their relationship has always been kind of tenuous and strained, and see them teaming up now against Elena is kind of fun to watch. And I'm also liking the new twist that they put on the triangle with Elena, Chris and John Ross and throwing Rebecca in the mix. You can tell John Ross is getting feelings for her, and so that's been kind of interesting to watch. The other show I have to give a shout out to, I have watched the show probably 4 times all the way through, and it's Dawson's Creek. I started watching it on Netflix, just because I kind of wanted to start watching a show from beginning to end. And honestly, even like the finale, even though like I said, I've seen it 3 or 4 times already, it like hit me right here, like, oh, when Jen died, seriously, like, so, like, I was crying basically. It's such a fantastic show, you guys. Like, oh, and in case you don't know, it's created by Kevin Williamson, who now, you know, heads up the Vampire Diaries. And he's also done a few of the Scream movies, and he's got really great credits. I'm a huge fan of his, so if you guys like any of his projects, you should definitely check out Dawson's Creek if you haven't already, for whatever reason. It's a really great show, so I had to give that a shout out. And also, the last thing I want to talk about is a new show on FX called The Americans, and it stars Kerry Russell, and I forget the guy's name. I'm really mad, it slipped my mind right now. But he was on Brothers and Sisters. He played Kevin, I think, yeah. That show, like, it's taken a while to grow on me. It's been on 3 or 4 weeks now. But I'm really starting to like it. It's very different than what I normally watch. It's very like political based. It's about the KGB and the American government, like CSI, the FBI, and CIA, and organizations like that. And this couple is part of the KGB, but they are living in America and, you know, doing assignments undercover, working for the KGB, and their neighbor actually is in the CIA, or the FBI, I can't remember which one, but it's really, really interesting. I like, they kind of do, it's kind of in a procedural type vein, but there's still serial story, there's still continual story. It's slightly episodic, but there's still the main thread of the relationship between the 2 main characters and their family, and, you know, how they're dealing with this and the way they feel about each other. And yeah, I feel like I'm rambling, but yeah, it's a good show. I think you guys should check it out. I haven't heard anyone talk about it really, so if you guys are watching it, let me know what you think. And if you're not, I think you should check it out. So yeah, those are all of my favorites for the month of January. I'm sorry this video is a little bit long, but I have been away for a couple of weeks, so I guess this kind of makes up for that. Yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye!